Welcome everyone to the season's final episode of A Business for You. I'm KBP, your host for today. We have with us today Mr. Ajay Bundela, business consultant and angel investor, Mr. Sunil Setia, chartered accountant and serial investor, and Ms. Sanjana Shah, a serial entrepreneur. Thank you so much guys for joining our show. Well, I would really want to thank you guys for being a part of this journey. Let's conclude this season categorizing all the business opportunities that we have, helping our audience choose the right business for them wisely and objectively. I will state some pointers for you all. And out of all the business that have been telecasted so far, so I would want you to pull in those businesses which you believe will fit those particular pointers. And then we will accordingly discuss on why you believe those businesses have that pointer as a qualification that they have. So are we good to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it. Now the first pointer we have is profitability. When I say profitability, which among these businesses we've telecasted so far you think are relatively more profitable? Ajay, we can start with you.
So we've evaluated all the businesses, and I think of the 14 businesses, according to my scores, I have 9 such businesses which are in the profit range. And if I had to kind of choose the one, I see Acute, the electronics company, showing great profits. It's a promising company. The top line is extremely lucrative. Of course, the bottom line will make the investors completely happy about making a lot of profit. So that's one from me. With Acute, then there is Orafo for me.
Orafo Jewels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Orafo Jewels. So these are, at least from my side, the top 2 picks in terms of profits.
Profits. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. Sunil.
Okay. For me, looking at from the perspective of profitability, again, most of the companies are profitable, but what is my top 2 picker is top 2 or 3. One is which is Talisman.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking from the service side and coming from a service background. I love to see Talisman, and which is really profitable in the long run. And the other one is going to be the Selling Club.
Okay.
Okay, and one more is a chai Lije, because chai is a fast-moving item, yeah, and it is one of the most favorite beverage across the whole country. Right. So according to me, these 3 are really profitable and also good businesses to look into.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you. Sanjana.
So for me, out of 14, almost 10 of them sound very profitable. And of course, Ajay and Sunil have covered most of them. But if I have to pick up my top, one would be the Shop Spot, for sure. And the next would be We Here. Quite profitable a business. And then I would go with Cater Health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your inputs on the first one. So we'll move on to the next one. The next one being, which of these businesses you think is either innovative or unique to the market today? Sunil.
Yeah, I have a few of them listed on this innovative and unique. And for me, it is one is Grid, and the next one is about We Here. What this technology is doing is bypassing the whole ear channel, but going through the bone.
Correct.
That is something very, very different and very unique.
Correct.
And that is also helping the people. So I think plus it is something very different, very unique. And I love this product.
Correct.
It is not just after you get a problem, you need to do this. It is even before you have a situation, how to prevent it. So I think We Here is doing this prevention rather than doing it later on.
Absolutely.
That is something really I like about it.
We Here for a common use and Hear New for those who are hearing impaired. I think these two products are brilliant coming out from this company. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Thank you so much. Ajay.
ShopSpot for me is like a king there. Has those AI tools, amalgamation, new markets, opportunities. I think that makes it unique. There's another company that we evaluated, which is Sell-in Club.
Correct.
And the model, the approach is very unique in nature. So that gives it a little more push than possibly others from my list.
Agreed. Thank you. So I still remember evaluating Sell-in Club the other day when we were discussing. Sometimes you fall short of identifying platforms for the education system to come into one place, and Sell-in Club has actually knocked the ball out of the park. So it's like they've formed a club where all the educators can come share best practices, and they can actually start implementing, great practices from other countries, from other states, and the whole education system can become a lot more better.
True.
So absolutely agree, and that is a clean, unique company that came up with. So thank you so much for your inputs there. So we will move on to the third aspect. So what, according to you, is the easiest to start off with? So we will start off with you, Ajay.
So from the perspective of starting up a business, the easiness, as you mentioned, and sometimes it gets a little difficult to choose and pick from this amazing lot of businesses that have been featured. But if I had to kind of look at from the ease of starting a business vis-a-vis the business opportunity, Cater Health, one pharmacy experience center,
Yes.
which will actually change the way the experience of users can happen.
Correct.
And I would also want to pick Sudhir.
Woodworld, yeah.
Yeah, Sudhir Woodworld. Because it's the promoter and the company which is backing the investee
Yes.
to set up this business. So I think they all have some amazing uniqueness in helping investors start the business.
Start the business, correct. So sometimes it look very complex when you want to really start a business, but it's also that, like Cater Health, you don't have to worry about selling. You have the board pharmacy store, that is good enough. People walk in, they buy, everyone has requirements. So it's as good as food. Thank you very much, Ajay. Sunil, what about you?
For me, it is top two is SSC and again Acute. SSC because it's already a proven market leader and into the business that it's doing, and it is easy to start, and it is for people who are already in B2B.
Yes.
So that means people who already have a setup, they can take it as an additional product and cater to the same market.
Yes.
So the ease to start is always there. You just need to take the product and you already have a market set to take it forward.
Correct.
So the ease is there and you're already there in the business and you can just take it forward and roll it forward.
Correct. Thank you very much, Sunil. Sanjana, over to you.
Ease of starting a business for me, my top picks are going to be ShopSpot, and then the Grid Club, and Chai Lijay. And I would love to talk more about Chai Lijay because something that I completely believe is Roti Kapda Makan. It is very easy. Any business falling over there, very easy to start. There's a lot of ease, there's a lot of market for it. And the fact that there's not too much of investment and you don't have to search for a market. Market is everywhere, left, right, top, bottom. Just see you have people who love to have tea. So I think for me, it's going to be on top on ease of starting a business would be Chai Lijay.
Okay, agree with you. It's a small budget. Any location where there is floating crowd is good enough for us. It can be in an existing complex mall, on the road, small joint. I think definitely it's any place. It is easy to start off. Agreed. Thank you very much. So we'll move on to the next the prompter now. So which businesses, according to you, are futuristic? Sunil, why don't you start with you?
We hear Grid. For me, Grid is really interesting because we have a lot of events happening and the data is getting lost. We go to the events, we have exchange of cards, we love to meet people again, but somewhere we meet so many people that we forget everything. That is one part of it where the grid actually helps and to understand, network with people, talk to people, meet them back again. And I think which is required because we're always on the mobile phone. And where do we keep all those data? So we need one place where all of the data can be there and I can get connected to people. So that's really, really important for me as a businessman. I love to meet people, talk to people, and get to know more about them. But when we meet first time, it's all interesting and enthusiastic, but then it just goes off.
These are great options that are there. Agreed. Very futuristic, very, very good. I think a lot of event planners will benefit largely if they take grid as one of their selling notions.
Registration. It's a pain point for any event, and this solves the problem. One very big problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank
you. Ajay.
So we had some common names, but my top pick would be the robotics company, Prospero. Wow. How many times do you actually get to know that future is just getting closer to us, where humans are going to be replaced by robots? Prospero, great product. They've got some great features in the product through their software. And I think it's going to be so customer centric. That is what you're addressing in terms of future. So Prospero, hands down for me, has to be the best one.
And I'm sure this is going to be the next big thing. And in fact, it's going to become a home and a business affair like common.
Absolutely. So, and just to kind of let you guys know, we were amazed when a robot came and served us water, tea, biscuits. That was
correct.
Something which was a very different and a unique experience.
Correct.
So it's going to be a game changer.
Well, thank you for your input. So we'll move on to the next criteria. So our next pointer is companies which have less or limited competition. Ajay.
Yeah, so when the world is actually moving into operating their lives through apps and also getting confused with too many apps for too many things, my pick in competition would be ShopSpot. Again, two reasons. One, very strong AI tool that backs them. Number two is the features, the multiple features that makes the user experience so simple and so result oriented. I think ShopSpot for me should be my top pick in terms of going out in the market and finding the lowest number of competitors with the kind of offerings that they have on table.
So we'll move on to the next pointer now. Which company do you think is very economical? We'll start with you, Sunil.
Yeah, so I have some names here, and the top two, according to me, the ShopSpot and Talisman. I'll go with Talisman because for me, it's easy to start and it's also economical. It's not too much of money, and because I already have a setup, and I'm thinking from a services perspective, where a person who's already having some offices running, it becomes easy for him to take this and start immediately.
Right.
So it is economical, because he doesn't have to invest on the setup because the setup is already running it.
Correct.
So it becomes a return on investment also fast, and also it is easy to start for him.
Yes.
So I look at it as a simple thing, economical and viable thing for him.
Though they state 5 to 10 lakhs as an investment, that includes the franchise fee. And if you already own a business or professionals like you are into chartered accountancy and advocates, they already have everything set up. They have people, they have staff, they have an office, they have everything operational. All you have to do is acquire this company paying the franchise fee of 1.25 lakhs and you are good to go. Yeah. So I agree, very economical that way. And because the ticket value is big, it is very lucrative on that front too. So definitely a good option there. Thank you so much. Sanjana.
So for me, I would say SAC. Being more economical as far as I think. And second would be Sudhir Woodworld. So I've been in the industry, I've been, been part of this industry for 10 years and above. And I think it is the most economical for two things. One, there's a lot of support and a lot of history from the company itself. A lot of R&D done, they know how it works. And the second reason is that they themselves are ready to invest. It's very rarely seen that, companies, the manufacturers or the franchisors themselves are so sure about their product that they're ready to invest with you and grow with you. Correct. So if you have the capital, okay. If you don't, then they're ready to share, invest, and make sure they grow together. So I think that makes it very economical, and it's not too much of an investment.
Correct.
Even if you do it solely, it is not too much. But provided that you know that there is trust from the franchisor themselves and there's a lot of support from them, automatically becomes very economical for anybody to trust the industry and get into it.
But out here, if they are the ones supplying the stock, the force with which they would drive to ensure everything is disposed is going to be like half sales is done by the owner himself. So,
Yeah.
very true. Completely agree. That is an economical one. Thank you. So, we'll now discuss about companies that are least risky. Now, business in itself is risky for a lot of people. So, what according to you are businesses which fall under almost negligible to no risk factor when you have to step into it for the investment you make? All right. So, Sunil.
My take is on Orafo because it's silver. And silver is the next big thing that's happening. And the investment that is going in is not just into the infrastructure, it's also into the stock. And the stock is always in front of my eyes, plus the price appreciation that is happening in silver. So it is no risk for me. So that means if I invest the money, put the money in, it is always there in front of me and it's appreciating, plus there's a huge futuristic demand for it. So I see the least risk for me out of all the companies that we have seen is Orafo.
Yeah, Orafo is definitely on there. The capital might look big, but everything is right in front of me. So I'm technically just converting currency into jewelry. That is all that is happening there. So very true. Sanjana.
Amazing. Completely agree with all of these companies. And I still come from an old school of thought that high risk, high returns. So for me, rightly said, most of these companies and Happy Homes.
Okay.
Happy Homes for me would be the least risky. No matter today or tomorrow, that product will be sold.
Yes.
That is the best part. You will never have dead stock in a company like this.
Yes.
Everything gets sold over time, no doubt about it. So hardly any risk in, even if you have gathered a lot of stock, nothing to worry.
Correct.
It's a good investment to have, so less risk.
For viewers, it's for all of us to understand. It's very amusing that when we talk about businesses which are least risky, you have actually mentioned about businesses which actually we have to invest a lot. So it actually tells that risk has nothing to do with the amount. It is always to do with how to compensate, for what you are, expelling in terms of money, revenue, time, and effort. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the last item in the agenda. So this last pointer is which one is the easiest to sell? We'll start with you, Sanjana.
So for me, surprisingly, they're all three different industries that I am going to say easy to sell. So Orafo would be one, easy to sell. Second would be Cater Health, easy to sell. And most easy, according to me, out of all of them is going to be Acute. Entertainment. Entertainment sells. So they say, right, entertainment. So absolutely sells well. And coming to televisions, everybody wants something better. And if you are able to give something better at that price, I think it's going to be the easiest sale possible, as well as the kind of quality that it is giving when it comes to the headsets. They're competing with one of the nicest brands in India. So when it comes to quality with economical price, it is just awareness that Acute needs. The product will sell by itself. Correct. So I think just awareness for them, and it's going to be damn easy for them to sell their products in the market.
So the two things why I believe Acute is going to make a mark. One, they don't believe in the traditional method of, placing themselves in all the retail stores across the country. So anyone who has an existing business can buy Acute TVs in bulk in stocks, keep them in their warehouse or the storehouses and sell according to their choice. Second, their focus is on B2B markets. So while they would want to sell in the retail market, B2B will help selling like corporate companies, like others who would want to sell or buy a lot of televisions for their, conference rooms, for offices and etc. Great features, great price. Acute is going to be one of the best sellers for them. So completely agree, very easy to sell if you really tap the right market, right manner, etc. Thank you, Sanjana. Ajay.
So a couple of names again which come up, but this time I'll just take one, and it has to be Happy Home.
Okay.
Very clear. Sanjana mentioned about the risk factor. The risk is also about not the amount, but the ease of selling. And the ease of selling is because they've got this 16,000 SKUs range. So I think they can sell anything and everything there.
Yes.
So for me, Happy Home looks like the easiest business to have and sell and go to the market.
Yeah, correct. So a lot of brands that are sold, a lot of products that are sold, we go back and look for the brands. Which brands do we buy? But jewelry and utensils, brand does not come first. The utility comes first. So what do I need a pan, I need a spoon, I need a fork. That's what comes first. Rarely do we look for brands. So it's good, it's appealing to the eye, it's good for us to wear or it's good for us to use. We buy them.
Of course, and variety.
Variety. And their daily needs. Most of them are. So you go there, you have very little to do with selling or canvassing your brand or your company for that matter. So you're an aggregator, you have all the products in-house, people will come and buy. So it's easy to sell. Completely agree. Thank you so much for your inputs. So we've covered the primary pointers for all the businesses. The viewers, I'm sure, have a fair understanding now on a very objective manner to choose a business which would suit their taste buds. Once again, thank you so much for joining us at our show and for being with us throughout the season, for helping our viewers understand each of these businesses a little better from the point of view of a third party. We'll see you all very, very soon, and a big thank you from ABFI to all of you all. That's all, folks. That's the end of season 1 of A Business for You. ABFI will return in season 2 with many more exciting businesses in an altogether new format.